And one. Hello, hello, hello. And happy Tuesday to everyone. Welcome to another Tough Talk Tuesday. I'm so excited to have you all here. I'm Rachel, your licensed clinical social worker with RDH Counseling and Consulting, where we help you become your healthiest self. So I am so excited. You all know how we do. When we come in, I want y'all to let us know where you are tuning in from. We want to shout you out. So let us know where you're tuning in from. For those of y'all who are joining us via Watch Party, hello and welcome. We want to make sure that we see your comments. So make sure that you are commenting on the left side. That's the live side, and that allows us to see you. Hello, Abigail, and welcome from Norfolk. We see that Norfolk is in the building. So hello and welcome. Let's see, we want you guys to share this. So go ahead right now, share the live, share and like the page. We are trying to get to 10,000 likes, so please make sure that you all do that as well. It's Tough Talk Tuesday, and on Tough Talk Tuesdays, we talk about topics that are important to us. So we are talking about our health. We've been talking about self-care, and this Tuesday we're talking about physical health and wellness. How many of y'all, have that goal? It's a new year, it's the beginning of a whole new year. And I know a lot of times we set these goals in place and we say, hey, this is what I'm going to do. I think they call them resolutions, these new year resolutions. And sometimes it doesn't happen. So we tonight are going to help you on your journey of starting that process. You all probably have questions in the past about, okay, what do I need to do? What's healthy eating? So tonight we're going to answer some of the questions that you might have. And then you all are in for a treat. We have a chef that's going to come on and be able to show us how to do a quick and simple and healthy meal. So I am so excited to have you all here. Hello, Nathaniel. Hello from Suffolk. Okay, Suffolk is in the building. Um, we are so excited to have you in the building. Hello, Abigail. Abigail is in the building. Before we get started, we also have the opportunity for those of y'all who have questions, or if you want to come on live with your questions and comments, you can certainly do that. You might have some questions, you might have some comments, you might have some feedback, and so we want to hear it from you. So tonight with us is Miss Kim. So Miss Kim, I'm going to have you to introduce yourself, and then we're going to hop right on in to our questions and our conversation for tonight.
Great. Thank you for inviting me. It's an honor to be here. My background is nursing, but I am now a professional health coach. So my role is to help people be the best versions of themselves. And we do that through a program structured for, just learning to change your lifestyle, one habit at a time.
Awesome. Awesome. Exciting, exciting, exciting. Well, thank you for coming on. Thank you for being here. For those of y'all who are just tuning in, we are talking about physical health and wellness. As you come in, let us know where you're tuning in from. We'd love to give you a shout out. Invite your friends, share the post, share this live. Take a second and do that now. All right. So, Ms. Kim, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, so we're going to jump right into it. So kind of start us off. Let us know, why should we focus on physical health? Why is that important? Why is that something that people might be focused on? And what's the importance of it?
So physical health actually is, all of these pieces tying together, your physical and emotional. So a lot of this you're going to find is going to repeat itself. But one thing that when you're physically active and taking care of your physical health, it's going to improve your memory. It's going to help your brain function, and that's for all age groups. It's going to help you protect against chronic diseases such as diabetes or blood pressure, heart disease, cancers. It helps in weight management also. It lowers your blood pressure. It can improve your heart health. It can actually improve your quality of sleep, believe it or not. So sometimes just eating better and getting some physical activity in is going to help people sleep better. And when you sleep better, it has all kinds of wonderful benefits as well. It actually can combat cancer-related fatigue, improves joint pain and stiffness. A lot of times people will say, "Oh, my joint really hurts, so I don't want to move," but that's actually the worst thing. Is really getting some movement in is wonderful.
Okay.
Maintain muscle strength and balance, and it increases your lifespan. So physical activity has both immediate and long-term effects on your body.
Gotcha. And when you talked about the sleeping part, that's for me. So for the last maybe 30 days, I have been not eating meat and doing a little bit better job of running and working out. And I noticed the difference in my sleeping. Like I am sleeping through the night. Like I used to get up, and now I'm able to kind of sleep through the night. I have noticed that difference. So yeah, you're right on point with that. Definitely.
Good for you.
Thank you. It's hard. And again, I know people, it is hard to be consistent. It can be challenging. So you're not by yourself. You're definitely not by yourself. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
wonderful. And we are definitely proud of you for starting this journey. How does food impact our body? As far as, are there, types of foods, what are the ways? I know you talked a little bit about physical health and sleeping, but specifically with food, what is that relationship like with what we eat and how our body responds to it?
So food can be anything you determine it to be. Really, food could be a bar of chocolate, it could be a donut, it could be a piece of chicken, it could be some vegetables. But what I teach people to do is just learn to fuel your body like you do a car, because
Mm,
the more often you do that, the more you put good nutrients in, the better. So it really starts with how a person perceives food and what they think food is. And that's usually where I start when I ask people questions. So, but getting good nutritious food is key, because your body is needing to break that down and uses all of those nutrients to perform every function of your body. So by robbing yourself of those nutrients and using a cookie, for example, or chocolate that I love, um,
yeah.
you know, obviously everything's good in moderation. But what ends up happening is your body is just getting sugar instead of getting nutrients, fats, protein, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And that is so important. Let me ask you this question. I know this isn't one of the questions, but just your thoughts on it. There have been times where, and again, if y'all have questions, at some point we're going to be able to pull you guys' comments and questions in. Um, but you hear this whole thing about breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Versus, eating later on. Do you have any thoughts? What are your thoughts about that? Because there are times where I wake up and I'm not necessarily hungry. And so I kind of go a little bit later on in the day. Do you have thoughts about that one way or the other?
Absolutely. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Do you know what the word breakfast means?
Tell me.
Breaking the fast. So
Hmm.
all night long we're fasting, but our body still needs fuel. So we fuel it in the morning when you first wake up. It increases your metabolism. It helps your body to not gain weight as much. So there's a whole bunch of scientific, evidence on eating breakfast, and it doesn't have to be anything big. It just means that you need to start with something, and then just then eating often after that. So when you wait until you're hungry to eat, what ends up happening is your blood sugar drops really low. So then it takes a
Wow.
long time to build it up. So if you are waiting till you're hungry, you're going to grab some potato chips or a cookie or some
Yeah.
chocolate. You've got to have a quick fix. And
Yeah.
this keeps that from happening.
Okay. That's good advice. That is good advice. I kind of wondered about that.
Mhm.
So, okay, good, good, good. So I'll try not to wait so late.
Yeah. And then, the food piece as well. We really want food to complement what we do. We want it to, if you're running or training for something, then you want to make sure what you're putting into your body is going to help your body perform. So good food in will make good performance out.
Okay. That's a good point. That is now let me ask you this, kind of piggybacking off of it. There are times where when I go running, I will make sure that I eat after I run. But then there are
Mhm.
other times where if I don't run that day, A little bit. I feel like, why are you eating just yet? Like you haven't done anything really to.
Yeah. Yeah. You're funny. You're funny. So people have a concept that when I when I work out, I should eat. It's almost like a reward
Yeah,
behavior type thing.
yeah.
But 80% of what we do is in our mouth and in our head. 20 is exercise. You can never outrun your fork. So,
Wow.
if you think about, I'm going to exercise today, so I'll reward myself with chocolate. It's just a counterbalance. You really want to always do the same thing, whether you're working out today or not. And it's not a good thing to work out every day anyway, but just always be eating often and putting good things in.
I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay. Um, I'm going to pull a comment in from the audience. Abigail said, I've started eating mostly fruits and vegetables throughout the day to stop snacking, but I never feel full. So I keep eating more fruit. How do I stop the hunger? What do you have any thoughts on that, Kim?
Yeah, great question, Abigail. So we often think about, I want to lose weight or I want to get thinner or whatever your concept is. So you're going to go to fruits and vegetables. They're a great choice, but you're hungry because you're not getting any protein.
Mm,
People don't realize, but fruits and vegetables are carbohydrates. So you're getting carbohydrates. People think I'm going to stop carbohydrates, which is breads and cereals, but fruits and vegetables are also carbohydrates. So I think that's probably why you're hungry. And if you could balance that out with some protein, I think you'd feel much better. So having a salad with some chicken on top or some kind of
mm.
protein, and then you can still have a fruit after as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you for that. What are some of the common misconceptions about healthy eating?
All right, another good question. I think I'm going to put my glasses on for this.
Glasses.
So sometimes people think that if they purchase something that's 100% organic or GMO free, that that is healthy. But cookies can be GMO free and they can be organic. So it's definitely a misconception there. People think, I'm doing everything right. Why is it I'm not healthy? So reading labels is a great thing, but just don't always run for an organic label. It doesn't, you don't have to have organic, it's great if you do, but if you can't afford it, it's not, you don't have to. So the American Medical Association states that getting to a healthy weight is one of the top things to do to be healthy. But I often hear people say, well, I haven't eaten anything all day long. I don't know why I'm feeling this, or this, or I can't
Yeah.
sleep. Or they may say, I don't have any health issues. The doctor says I'm fine.
Mhm.
So eating healthy is just a whole bunch of, uh, you know, information you can pull in and just say, I just know that if I eat often and I'm balancing out, just like Abigail just said, and eating fruits, vegetables, proteins, then you're eating healthy. It doesn't matter what the label says, honestly. That's kind of how I feel, I guess. So, but just really a matter of just creating habits and not doing damage to your body for long term.
I like that. I like that. I like that. Yeah. And that's important. That is definitely important. Good question. Um, Natasha, I'm going to bring in another question. Natasha said, how about adding protein powder to a smoothie? Would that suffice as far as protein, I guess? Um,
Okay, so another good question, but you really want to know what that protein powder is made of,
uh-oh.
because some of them may have some kind of filler or whatever. And you also would want to work with someone to make sure you're not getting too much. So um, a balance of the scale, so to speak. So a lot of times people say, well, I'm eating lots of protein because I'm working out. And if you're not a bodybuilder, you don't need the extra protein. You do need protein. You need a right amount of protein that we calculate for you, but you don't need to get so much protein, because what happens is it will be excreted through your kidneys and then it causes some kidney disease. So you just want to make sure you know how much protein you're getting and what's in there. But certainly throwing a shake together and adding some fruit and vegetables to it is a great way to have a complete meal.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Why not? And you kind of hit on this earlier, but why not junk food? If you could talk just a little bit more in depth about why
Okay.
can't I have that? Why can't I break my fast with a cookie?
You can do whatever you want. So it depends on what you think junk food is. And some people don't think chocolate's junk food. But and I'll use my hands here, but what happens on a normal day is when you get up, your blood sugar's like this, Rachel, and you have a
Okay.
cookie, it goes boom, so it
Oh,
spikes.
okay.
Well, when it comes down, you don't feel real good. That's when you get hangry. So then you're like, I gotta have something to eat. So what you want to do is have your blood sugar do this all day. And that's a whole science piece that I don't want to get into right now. But it really will make an enormous difference in how your body functions. It actually controls your mood. It has behavioral, connotations. It just your even and physical benefits as far as your health goes, keeping your organs healthy and all. So blood sugar is key.
Got
You can actually journal your crashes and say, "Wow, I didn't realize that
yeah.
sugar was going to do that to me," or that, fruit juice or something, and it definitely will happen.
Yeah. 2 o'clock for me, years ago, I remember 2 o'clock was the time my body, like I would have to close the door and go to 2 o'clock was that time. Like my body would shut down. So yeah, that definitely makes sense.
Very, very common time.
Yeah, yeah. When you can you talk a little bit more? I know you said that we kind of want to have our blood sugar like that. Is that due to eating the throughout the day, eating healthy portions, small? Like, how do we maintain that?
So it's because that's how our body was made, was to keep our blood sugar fluctuating. And if we continue to give it a lot of sugar,
Yeah,
whether it's in a fruit or in a grain, it's going to continually spike. So then what happens is your pancreas is going to overwork, which ends up causing diabetes.
gotcha.
So that's really the biggest reason, is that it all works together. Your body is very smart, and it's going to react to whatever we put into our mouth.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm gonna bring in another. Let's see. So Asha, hey Asha, and welcome. Asha said, "Wow, yes, I was burned down. I finally went and got a physical blood work and all of that, and found out so much. So yes, definitely,
Yeah,
Kim, what you're saying is making sense. Is connecting with the audience."
good.
Abigail said, "I feel like I'm eating healthier and exercising more. 1.5 days a week versus never, but I'm gaining weight instead of losing it. I've gained good gracious, I've gained 15 pounds. I'm sorry, Abigail, excuse me. I've gained about 15 pounds in about 6 months. What am I doing wrong? P.S. It's fat, not muscle that I'm gaining. And that is something that a lot of us have dealt with, where we think we're eating healthy and we're trying to work out, but for some reason we're gaining instead of losing. Is there any feedback or thoughts that you can kind of give to us about that?
Sure. So often what happens is when you want to lose weight, we run somewhere. We run to the gym, we run outside. You guys are crazy to run out in this weather. But anyway, um, not happening to me. But people think I'm just going to run away from that food. I'm going to run away from that fat. But
Yeah.
if you don't put in enough food, your body will start hoarding that fat. That's fat.
Wow.
So your body gains weight two ways. We all know the first way, by eating too much, but your body does gain weight by not eating enough. So it's a balance. So Abigail may be working out too much for the amount of calories she's taking in.
Wow. And see, this is the stuff we need to know that I'm saying we, but
Mhm.
I didn't know,
I
and
get
I'm sure other people didn't know as well. So this is really good information. Thank you so much for sharing that.
well, you're welcome.
What are some of the ways that we can change our eating habit? You're talking about, kind of being mindful of our eating habit. What are maybe some small things or some things that we can do to kind of change some of those eating habits?
Well, the first thing is to in the morning.
Okay.
That's the first thing. She's like, "Oh, great." Quickly on the top. And then it's developing habits. It's as easy as, well, it's not easy, but thinking about, I want to make a change. So you want to start running. You've never run before. You got buy some sneakers. And then from there, you're going to put the sneakers by your bed. So you just do these little cues and reminders, and it just all happens here. And
Yeah.
eventually, you're going to basically wake up and know, I'm going to go out and do this, just like learning to brush your teeth. It's not like we'll take a child and say to that child, you're 5 years old now, it's time you got to start living on your own. I mean, it's a process. So we really have to be giving ourselves some grace and do the same thing. It's just one habit at a time. So the best way to change our eating habits is one at a time. If you can do breakfast and do it for 7 days and then do it 7 days again, and you're thinking, this is great, I feel better. And then from there, you're going to go to, okay, my next habit would be to have a healthy snack in the mid morning and having a healthy snack mid afternoon at 2 o'clock instead of taking a nap or having some coffee. Poor Rachel. But those are things that it's amazing how quickly that will turn around. In less than a week, you will actually feel better at 2 o'clock, honestly.
Wow. Awesome. Awesome. Natasha said, this is so good. Thank you, Rachel.
You're welcome, Natasha.
Awesome. Awesome. What changes, but I'm going to jump ahead. Water intake. Talk about that. Why do we need that? I hate water. Well, okay, we'll back up. It's not my favorite. I'm starting to like it, but it has no flavor. What about water? Tell us about that. How can we use water? I know water's good. Talk to us.
Okay. Water is amazing. Okay. I love water. I have good water. That's why too. Okay. So water, the reason you need, first of all, how much water do you think you need? Does anybody know how much water you should have every day?
That's a good question. We're going to put a poll in.
Oh, gee, a poll.
Yes. How much? So, well, daily, how much water?
How much water should you have every day?
That's a good question. What do y'all think? How much water do you need to have daily? For whoever gets it right, there's a Cash App prize. So how much water do we, and Kim, you can't answer. Okay. How much water do we need daily? Abigail is saying, let's see, 1/3 of your body weight. Welcome for those of y'all who have just joined us and tuned in. Share this. We're talking about some good information. Share this, invite your friends. And again, the poll is also when you come in, let us know where you're tuning in from. So the poll is, how much water do we need daily? For those of y'all, whoever gets it right first, I'll send you a Cash App prize. So Abigail said 1/3 of your body weight. Philip Smith, hey, Uncle P says, eat to live, not live to eat. Amen. I love that. Natasha says twice your body weight. DeRobin is in the building. Hello and welcome, DeRobin, tuning in from Suffolk. Suffolk is in the building tonight. 64 ounces, she said. Is anybody right, Kim?
There's a lot of great answers. And the 64 is pretty common to hear. Everyone says drink 8-ounce glasses of water. But the reason water is important is we all have different body sizes. So the rule of thumb for everybody is you're going to take your weight, you cut it in half. So I think it was, I can't remember if it was Abigail, but she was close. She said 1/3. But you take your body weight, you cut it in half, and that's how many ounces you should be drinking a day. So if you weigh 100 pounds, you need 50. If you weigh 200 pounds, you need 100. And that's what you should strive for every day. So if you are a person that doesn't like water and you drink 16 ounces, then every day think, I can drink one more cup. It's only a little bit. 8 ounces is not much. Or every time you eat, so drink 8 ounces at least with that. So if you're eating often, you're going to get more than half your water in just by each of your meals. So, but water has so many benefits. I could talk all night about water. So you may have to hold me back here, but your body is made of so much water. It's made of about 70%, depending on what area and what organ. So your body cannot hold in water. So you have to replenish it every single day. So I like to give this analogy. Most everyone's had a goldfish in their life. And if you think about the goldfish in a bowl, it doesn't have a filter. So it's just this fish swimming around. And what happens to that water after about 4 days of swimming?
It goes down.
And it just doesn't look real good. It looks kind of murky, right? So that's what happens to us. We're recirculating that dirty water. So we feel sluggish. At 2 o'clock, we might want a nap, but it's all because we're not drinking enough water. And then that fish kind of floats a little bit to the side. He doesn't feel happy until he changes the water. It's the same exact thing with us. If you try that, you will see a difference in just 3 or 4 days. If you drink more water, you will be so much more alert. You will feel better. It's because your body's getting rid of all that stuff it needs to get rid of. So
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
water's your friend.
Water is your friend. Okay, so I'm going to definitely do my part to try to drink a little bit more water. For those of y'all who may have questions, we want to see your questions. If you have questions for Miss Kim, we want to see it. You can put it up now. And then in a little while, we're going to bring on our chef. And the chef is going to kind of incorporate what we've been talking about. So, Kim has done a wonderful job of talking to us about the importance of eating healthy, and giving your body what it needs so that you can perform. And she's given us some really good tips, techniques, and things that we can do. Simple things that you can begin incorporating into your daily routine so that you can start seeing immediate benefits. So, drinking the water, having breakfast, not a cookie, and working. If you're gonna work out, making sure that don't work out every day. I just want to make
Yeah,
sure you said that because I need to hear that. So, but those are some things that we can do.
so
So if y'all have questions, send them in now. And then we are going to have Chef Brandy. She is going to come on and be able to show us how we can now kind of incorporate some of what we've already learned about healthy eating into practical. If you want to get in contact with Kim, if you have other questions for her, her contact information is on the screen. Miss Kim, pronounce your last name, please.
Charbonneau.
Charbonneau. Okay, so Kim Charbonneau, telephone number, area code 802-309-0218. Her email address is gethealthywithfitwithkim@gmail.com. And let's see, there was a question. What's the email? Is there an extra within it? Let's see.
Yes, it's right. It's right. It's right.
Okay. All right. So that is the email address. So if y'all want to reach out to her, if you have questions, she may be able to help you and may be able to help you on your health journey. Miss Kim, Natasha said, what services do you offer?
So I'm a professional health coach, and it basically starts with a conversation to see what you're looking for, and then see if you have any medical contraindications, and then we would go from there. So if you are interested, I can certainly set that time up if you send me an email.
Yes. So if you are wanting to get healthier, you've got that goal, reach out to her, talk to her, have that conversation, and she can connect with you and figure out whether or not, a plan is feasible and help you on that journey of becoming your healthiest self. Other questions? You did good, Miss Kim. We really appreciate
Oh, thank
your
you.
time. Abigail says, great info, Miss Kim. Thank you.
You're welcome, Abigail. Thank you for participating.
Yeah, yeah. And what is your all's goal? You're moving forward, you're getting information. These are just tonight's session is just one of an ongoing conversation about us becoming our healthier selves. So this is, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and today we're talking about physically how to get in shape. And so physical wealth and health. So that part is important. So definitely want to encourage you to take a step, do what you need to do. Start by drinking water. Nobody got it right, so unfortunately, y'all don't get the cash out for prize. But start drinking, even if it's just a bottle a day, which I'm gonna I'm gonna start today, tomorrow morning as I eat my breakfast. Abigail said her goal is to walk up the stairs without breathing hard. That part.
That's
That
awesome.
that part. Natasha said, I drink about half the water I need daily. I'll improve that. So awesome, awesome, awesome. We thank you so much, Miss Kim.
You're welcome.
Again, here's her contact information. We are going to switch over to Chef Brandy. Okay.
Hey, you all.
Hey, hey, hello and welcome. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing phenomenal. Miss Kim, that was some awesome information. I was listening backstage, and what you were saying ties right into what I will be sharing with our viewers also. So
Great.
that was phenomenal. I loved it. I learned a little bit too tonight. That was phenomenal. So that was, thank you so much. And Rachel, thank you so much for having me. This is a super important conversation to be having, especially with us going through this pandemic now. So this conversation is super important. My biggest thing now, your health is your greatest wealth. We talk about getting money and all of this stuff like that. But right now, if your body is not at its top peak performance, you're doing yourself a disservice, because with COVID and coronavirus here on the loose for everyone, if your immune system is not where it's supposed to be, I'm sure we all can say that we know of multiple people who have, one, gotten extremely sick and who have also passed away just within the last year. So
Yeah.
this conversation about your health and making sure that your body is exactly where it needs to be is so important. So as a chef, as Rachel gave us information, I'm Chef Brandy, or Brandy Hunter, Brandy, whatever you want to call me. But I've been a chef, and I own a catering company in North Carolina, which is called BXL Catering. And as of March 15th, I'll be launching Faye Hunter Living, which is a lifestyle blog that will give us all information on how to increase our health through food, our finances, fitness, and fashion. So one of the things I want to share with us tonight, I want us to talk about, which really ties into what Kim was talking about, is really about natural immune system boosters. So things that we can do naturally that will help boost our immune system. The last conversation you all were talking about was about water.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people don't like to drink water, but there are things that you can do outside the fact that you really need to know how important water is. It helps to flush out impurities out of your body. It helps to regenerate your cells. So it's something that you really need to do. We've
Okay.
become addicted to sugar here in the United States. And so people don't like to drink water. But let me tell you, once you start drinking it, your body will become used to it, and it'll help your body. You'll start loving it. So you don't like it now, Rachel, but I promise you, you'll start loving it. And one of the things that I do often that help people to drink water more is there are things that you can add, such as fruits and herbs, that you can add to your water that will help your body love it. Okay. There are plenty. One of my favorite infused waters that I do. It's simple. You put sliced ginger, some lemon, some ginger, lemon, mint, like the mint leaf, fresh mint leaf.
Yeah.
You just shake it up, let it sit in and cucumber.
Wow.
Let it sit in your refrigerator overnight, and you can drink on it. You'll want it more and more. Your body will become used to it. It'll crave it. So that's something that can help you. It helps with flushing out impurities, as I also stated. It helps to curb your appetite. So if you drink it first thing in the morning, it'll help to curb your appetite, especially those who are working on portion control when it comes to, the amount of food that you're ingesting. This helps with that. And it helps also to burn belly fat.
Oh, I need that.
Yes, so it's super simple. It is super simple. Lemon, the herb mint. Just like go to your grocery store in the produce section, get mint, fresh mint, cucumbers, slice it up, and ginger. Put a couple of slices of fresh ginger in your water.
Okay, so that was lemon, fresh mint, ginger, and
Cucumber.
cucumber.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, that does phenomenal for your body. You start doing that and you'll love it. Your body will love it. And thank you. Now, to be honest, with infused water, you can put anything in there, as long as it's fruit and herbs. Don't add sugar. Okay.
Okay.
I wanted to quickly give you some natural immune system boosters before I do this. Tonight, I'm going to be sharing with you all a quick and simple vegan chili. You know, it's cold outside. This is something that you can make for $15 or less for a family of 4. Okay. And so that's one of the tutorials that I will be launching in March. $15 meals that you can do, healthy $15 meals that you can do for a family of 4. Okay. But before I get into that real quickly, let me turn up my stove.
Okay.
I want to just quickly go through some natural immune system boosters. Okay. So we talked about citrus fruits. Okay. So that's grapefruit, oranges, clementines, tangerines, lime, and lemon. Okay, those things are high in vitamin C, and they help to increase the production of your white blood cells, which is key to fighting off infections. Okay, also people don't think about this, but red bell pepper. Red bell pepper, people, you can saute it, you can roast it, you can eat it fresh, like just, cut it up and just pop it in as a snack, dip it in some low, any type of dressing, but without a lot of salt and sodium in it. Okay. But red bell pepper is high in vitamin C, beta carotene, and that also converts into vitamin A, which is all these things that your body needs to help fight off infection. All right. Some things that help to cut down inflammation, because if you know what coronavirus is, it's where simply once you become infected, if it's not treated, or if your body is not able to fight it off, it's high fluid that comes into your lungs, which basically just drowns you internally, okay? But something that will help to fight off the inflammation, garlic, of course, we talked about ginger, spinach, almonds. There's some herbs that are great for fighting off inflammation, which is rosemary, burdock root, garlic, turmeric, cardamom, and black pepper. So these are some things you may not have heard of. I wasn't familiar with burdock root until like last year, but it's something that's very great for burning off all inflammation. Okay.
Now, where do you get these? So one, we're not doctors, so I'll put that disclaimer.
Right. Put that disclaimer.
Brandy, where can is this things that people can buy in the store, like just a regular grocery store, or do they have to go?
No, all of these things you can get them from the grocery store. People don't spend a lot of time in the produce section of your grocery store, but let me tell you, there are some phenomenal gems in the produce side. It seems since I've been cooking and being a chef, and really before I am a cancer survivor. So that really is what opened up my eyes to things that could help me internally to help fight off cancer. Okay. Yeah. And I heard Ms. Kim mention that earlier about, how making sure your health is where it's supposed to be will help fight off cancer and all these other infections that have the ability to attack itself to our bodies. Okay. But I used to, be down the aisles of the store, where they only had all the canned foods and things of that nature. But the produce side of the market is where you need to be, okay? And in most grocery stores, you're able to purchase, if you don't grow it yourself in your garden, you can go directly to the produce side of the store. You'll find fresh rosemary. They'll have the fresh basil, fresh plants. They actually now sell the plants that you can. Yeah, and it's right there in your produce. Everything, fresh garlic. They even have the turmeric. It looks like a little orange tube. You'll find it most times right next to the ginger, fresh ginger, cardamom, black pepper. They have all of that. But those green herbs is what you need to use when it comes to cooking your meals, and you need to use that instead of salt.
Now, see, we can tell you're a chef, because clearly I had no idea.
Yes, there are some wonderful things that you can do to season your food outside of salt. Most people, high sodium. Everything has high sodium if it's not natural, right? So all the canned goods, they use that to help preserve the food. So outside of the other unhealthy preservatives that they use in canned foods, but generally these fresh herbs, anything green that is not canned,
Gotcha.
is good for you. Okay. And you can use rosemary, basil, thyme, chives, anything you can think of. Usually they'll be right there on the top shelf in the produce side, right above your fresh vegetables. Use that to season your meats, your pastas, any of your dishes, and your body will thank you for it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would like to challenge us, to try to be more aware of what we're putting into our bodies, so that we can help our bodies be our most best self. Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to switch over now.
Okay.
And it should take me only a few minutes just to start cooking this wonderful meal for you all. If you have any questions, you can ask them and I will answer them. All right.
So y'all go ahead if you have questions for Brandy. So she gave us a lot of good stuff, good information about ways that you can use. First off, where to go to get. So apparently the produce section is popping. So apparently that's where you go. So if y'all have questions about any of what she said, what I really liked most was the infused water, because for me, water is just kind of plain. So to hear that I could put the lemon and the fresh mint and the ginger and the cucumber, so that's, we can just cut that up. And Brandy, if you could speak more to it. So lemon, like, am I just slicing pieces of lemon up and putting it in, and then the ginger, cutting that up, and the cucumber? Okay, so cutting that up.
Yes, you are simply slicing it.
Okay.
Removing the seeds from the lemon.
Okay.
And same thing for your cucumber. With the cucumber, leave the skin on. Wash it and leave the skin on.
Okay.
And everything else. The ginger, you want to take off the outer peel of it and then just slice it up into your water.
Okay, perfect. All right. So
all right.
is asking what's the meal. So she's going to get into that. All right, Brandy. So
all right. So the meal for tonight, it's super easy and it doesn't take long to do. It's a vegan chili. All right. When we say vegan, that means no meat. No meats in it. Okay. All right. And simply what you do, you will put a little bit of olive oil and butter. You'll add all of your fresh vegetables. So we got some fresh green peppers, some fresh celery. I got some cilantro, fresh cilantro, which is an herb. I've got some fresh mushroom. All of these are diced up in medium dice. And I've got some green onion. And I'm adding some garlic, some diced garlic.
That looks good.
Go ahead and get that sauteed up real quickly. And as that's sauteing up, I'm going to add, this is the beefless ground, okay?
Okay.
Beefless ground. So in place of your meat, you're going to use beefless ground. It's found in your grocery store, mostly in the frozen section.
Okay. Someone is asking, should I peel first? Peel what first? Abigail, if you would, just
no. If they're talking about the lemon, no, you do not peel the lemon.
Okay.
Only thing you'll peel is the ginger.
Okay.
All righty. So as this sautés up, I'm going to add to it just a little bit of water. Just a little bit. That'll help your beefless grounds to incorporate itself. Okay. We're also going to add, I'm going to add to this also your chili powder. Okay, so you'll add your chili powder to it.
Mm.
I'm adding chili powder. I'm also going to add some seasonings, which is really just use what you prefer as long as you don't use a lot of salt. Okay, I've added some brown sugar. I've added some herbs in there. My pot is not getting as hot as I would like it to. However, the concept is the same. All right.
Okay.
Once that starts to cook itself down, you'll add fresh diced tomatoes.
Oh, that looks good. I wish we had
Fresh
smell.
diced tomatoes. I like a little bit of corn to add some color and that good pop of flavor in your mouth.
Mm.
Your beans, you can add any type of bean. Here I am using a light red bean,
Okay.
a light red kidney bean, but you can use whatever type of beans that you like.
Okay.
All right. This is keeping it within all of these items cost total of $14. All right. And this will feed a family of really 5 to 6, but we're going to say 4, okay, just to stay within our budget.
So we can have, I can get seconds.
Yes, you'll be able to get seconds and take some for lunch.
For breakfast.
We're going to add some tomato paste. I like my chili. I don't like it watery, so the tomato paste will help to bring about that thickness that you need.
Okay.
When it comes to cooking chili, okay? I don't think any of us would like a watery chili.
So Abigail is asking. Abigail said, "I want mine to taste just like yours. So what seasonings did you use?" So she just
all right. So the seasonings that I utilized was I like a little bit of kick to mine. So I used a little red pepper. I used a chili. It's a chili packet that you can get from Food Lion. It's about 79 cents, I believe. And all you need is one package. That's what we added when you started cooking your meat, okay? One of the things that as a chef, I always tell everyone to season every layer, okay? So when you first added in your vegetables that required sauteing, you added your garlic, and then you added the chili powder along with the ground meat, all right? I'm gonna add in a little bit more of the green onion, and lastly, the remainder of our cilantro.
That's gonna be good.
Yes, it is
And
so
she'll
good.
be able to
And
post the recipe as well, y'all. It'll be in the comments in short.
it'll be featured in March, during our $15 meals for families of 4. All right.
Good.
I'm gonna add just a little bit more water.
Natasha said, "Is that beefless ground soy?"
Let me check. It's ground protein, so it probably is soy, but let me double check. Yes, it is soy protein. And a lot of your beefless options that you have, the meatless options that you have today, they really are very good. You just want to double check and make sure that the sodium content is not high. All right, you'll let this simmer for at least, as long as you want to, but I usually try to do it at least about 45 minutes. The good thing about the soy, this meatless, is that you don't have to cook it as long as you would. Now, something else that I wanted to also share with you all, when it comes to fighting off infections, I suggest that we all cut out red meats. Okay, cut out red meats if you can. Your body will thank you, and your immune system will be able to fight off the disease easier and faster. Okay, so think about that also. And you want to let this simmer for at least 45 minutes to an hour. Okay, and by letting it simmer, and you can put it in your crock pot. You know, that's the best way to do it. You set it on at the beginning of the day. And then you set it on at the beginning of the day, and by the time you come home from work, your family is ready to eat.
Now, someone is asking, can I be a part of your taste testing team?
Say that again.
Someone is asking if they could be a part of your taste testing team.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Coming to a city near you. All
Wow.
right. And voila. Here is our finished product. We're going to add in with going vegan. You can add dairy less cheese if you like. They have some very good options out there. But if not, just keep it simple. Keep it simple. And there
Wow.
you have it. Our
That
finished product is our vegan chili, and it is so phenomenal and so good.
that looks delicious. Oh my goodness, I do wish that I was there. Can you bring your camera a little bit closer?
Sure.
You know how they have the thumbnail? This is going to be the thumbnail. That is delicious looking. And that, so people, we have been talking about how to eat healthier, how to incorporate small changes into your diet, into your lifestyle. And we have learned, you know, start small, small things, small steps. And now we're able to see that that was a vegan chili, healthy products. She had, y'all saw the fresh vegetables and produce in there, and doesn't take long to cook. A healthy option for you and for your family. That looked delicious. Is this something? And I want to hear from the audience. What questions might y'all have for her? Is this something that you all think that you can do? Like, it's not, I mean, easier said than done. It looked easy.
It's easy.
Yeah. So this is something that you can do. Um, what questions might y'all have? From the audience, what questions might y'all have um, for Chef Brandy? And Brandy, what are some? So that was really good. First off, uh, freeze me a little bit, please, and thank you. I'll be there. So what questions might y'all have for Chef Brandy or for Kim? There's a question on the floor. It says, is coconut water good for you?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, it is. It is very good for your body. Also, I had the pleasure of traveling to Liberia last month. Well, actually, in November and December, it's from November to December, and being able to see the young guys climb up the coconut tree, cut it, shuck it, and then cut it open so you can get that fresh coconut water because it hadn't turned to milk yet.
Wow.
Pristine. Yes. And actually, Kim, what do you think? Do you think it's better than regular water?
Sorry, I had to come off mute. Fresh water is always the best thing for your body to flush out, honestly. But then when people like other things and they want to get in more fluid, I tell them, sure, have some infuser and stuff and have coconut water, that kind of stuff. Yep.
Okay. And then Kim, what are your thoughts about this? Turkey instead of red meat?
That's a good choice.
Yes.
Yeah. If people want red meat, which a lot of people love red meat, they love to have a good old burger or steak, but having it more than once a week is not really recommended. And sometimes red meat does have benefits for people that have a little iron, but your best choice of those two is your turkey for sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah, absolutely. And it tastes the same if you know how to season it.
Does it?
Yes, you will not know that you are eating turkey versus beef. So that's something that's important, but it's all about the seasoning.
Gotcha. Okay. And that's good to know. And again, she is a chef. So if y'all want to taste some of her turkey, she is a caterer. It's delicious. I can personally vouch for that. We have another question. Let's see. Kim and Brandy, what type of breakfast can I eat to kick off my metabolism for the day? And not avocado. You're a hater, Abigail. Avocado is delicious.
Avocado is the best.
Either one of you want to take a stab at that?
fresh fruit, and I believe like farina and oatmeal. Those are very good, and especially if you're filling a chock filled with fruit and
Mm,
nuts, that'll help jumpstart your metabolism.
okay. What you think, Kim? What are your thoughts as well?
So we always recommend protein in every single meal, because if you don't, it's too many carbs, which will
Mm.
blood sugar again. But I can give her a great trick for eating avocado. If she likes chocolate, she may not even know there's avocado in there.
Oh yes, one of the blended up with some adding a little bit of chocolate in there.
And
Yeah,
avocado's
no, yeah. So I gave him a chocolate mousse once, and he said,
Yep.
"Oh, this is delicious. I'd like more." And I said, "You just ate avocado."
I love it. Miss Kim, how long does meat stay in your system? Good question, Philip Smith, Uncle Phil. Abigail's throwing up over the avocado. Anybody have thoughts about how long, meat stays in your system? Any feedback on that?
Yeah, I can't really answer that. You know,
I think it depends on the meat, what type
Mm,
of meat. I do know that beef stays in your gut a lot longer, and having a healthy gut is something that we need to talk about. And I'm not a professional at this, so I can only give you my opinion on this, but it's based off what I've looked up and seen online. But you should, when you eat a meal, you should actually have a BM or a bowel movement not long after, if your gut is healthy. So doing going to your doctor, or going to a health herbalist, or someone who can give you the mixtures that will help flush you out first, and I mean flushing out your colon cleanse, and doing colon cleansers and such. That'll help regulate your body, so when you eat, the body will do its own natural function of removing what you've eaten in a certain amount of hours. But I do know red meats stay in your body a lot longer than poultry. When it comes to the meats, I believe that was the question, right?
Yeah, how long does meat stay in your system? And you know what's so interesting? When I went meatless, I noticed that after I ate, I had to go to the bathroom, like after just about every meal, whereas before,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't as regular. So that is very interesting. Abigail, let me see if this is a question. Abigail said 12 to 48 hours for meat to leave your system. Okay. So I don't know, but talk to your doctors. We definitely are here to give you information and empower you to start taking control of your physical health and wellness. You can do it. This is a new year. You're not by yourself. And we want to give you that information. We want to arm you with the tools and the information that are going to help you become your healthiest self. And that's what we are here for. RDH Counseling and Consulting, we're here to help you become your healthiest self. I want to say thank you to my guests, to Miss Kim, to Chef Brandy, for being here and sharing your wealth of knowledge, and taking your time out to share with our viewers. I want to thank the viewers for, again, us having a great Tough Talk Tuesday, where we're talking about the challenges that we may face sometimes when it comes to becoming our physically fit or best self. So thank y'all for being here. Share this, like the page, like the post. Come back. Tough Talk Tuesdays are the first Tuesday of every month. And then Fridays, we have Relationship Fridays, the last Friday of the month. This coming Friday, last Friday, let me back up. We had our Relationship Friday, and it was really good. It really made me think about something. So I'm probably going to go live on Friday at 6 o'clock, just to talk a little bit more about some things that came up. But join us at the end of this month for part 2 of our other Friday. Let's see. Any announcements? We have our 4-week self-care group coaching course that is now available. So check that out. Get that. We have our push through paraphernalia. So we have our push through t-shirts. I am wearing one of them tonight. You can shop and get one. They are $25. That includes the shipping. And our push through is really us saying, hey, we have challenges in life. We overcome them. We do not give up, do we? No. We push through. We keep going. We persevere. So say it with your chest. Get a shirt. All right. It has been a wonderful time again with you all. You all be blessed. Thank y'all for joining us, and we will see you for another Tough Talk Tuesday and for another Relationship Friday. You guys be blessed. Take care.
Good night.
Good night.